All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on? Paired by Ben, Phil, Michael, Warren, Adam, No Stop, and my man Ham, the man. I'm in for Nades, usually Friday crew. You get Nades, you get Ham, bringing you the winners. Nades out, way up in the sky today. I'm in. We still got the usual Ham. He is on the slate plan for Nades today, so definitely make sure to go check that out. 10 games in the MLB. I mean, more than 10 games. We got a Mets game going on right now, a little turbo slate earlier, but a 10-game main slate we'll talk about. Weather, the worst I see on Ross Report is yellow. So anytime I just see yellow, no orange, no red, I look at all games good to go. If anything changes, definitely always be refreshing. Weather, follow Kevin Roth on Twitter. Devin Davis, Trevor Bryan here as well. Hope you all doing well. Ham, I'll throw it to you. How's it going on this fine Friday afternoon?
Yeah, fine Friday. It's nice out here. With going to a little pool action after this. Get some winners. It's man, I get to have title today. We don't get to do many shows, so it's always nice to do a show with you. Obviously, miss Nate. Hope he's traveling safely. But yeah, looking forward to talking some winners with you.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a pretty tough, I think, 10-game slate, pitching and hitting. We were talking a little pre-show. We'll go pitching like usual, talk stacks, but Coors Field still around. Dodgers out of town from Coors. I know. I think it was Philly Phantom kept asking for that. People ready for no Coors Field, at least the Dodgers out, and then in comes Washington. I will say, it's like the NBA, big news, C.J. Abrams day-to-day, so definitely be on the lookout for that lineup for Washington. He's in there. He's very expensive, changes the lineup dynamics, how it's stacked a little bit. If he's out, yeah, I mean, the lineup's definitely cheap. People going to go to some Coors Field action. What's going on, Lance? Start from the top, like always. If you're not a member at SHIPIT.com, no clue what you're doing. Weekly, monthly, 6-month, annual packages. Weekly, no Discord, no Shiptimizer to mess with, but you do get all the content on the site. $25 a week. Signed up today with that weekly package. You get MLB today. I mean, you get MLB every single day. You get MMA tomorrow. You get NASCAR on Sunday. You get a little our projections are up for the Stanley Cup. Game 6. Would love to see a little down 3-0 action. Make it Game 7. Go Oilers tonight. You do get all that content. Big boys prize pools out there in multiple sports. PGA Showdown as well. You'd get PGA next week for the weekly. But if you do want the Discord to mess around with the MLB Shiptimizer for free, PGA Shiptimizer, you do need monthly, 6-month, or annual packages. Use that promo code FGWC15 for 15% off. And, of course, shout out our sponsor, Drafters, sponsoring this show. No better spot to draft some best ball. Head over to drafters.com. $15 contest, $500K up top. Like 186,000 people in it. $2 contest in there as well. We will have rankings for drafters. We will be doing shows, I think the week after the 4th. A show a week. We do have a portion in the Discord, NFL Best Ball, all the way at the bottom. If you have questions, you can ask in there as always. William, what's going on? Gang Green, hope you're doing well. Hey, a lot of familiar faces. Appreciate everyone hanging out. You guys in the YouTube chat. Makes these shows a little more fun. Any broad slate overview, Ham, or you just want to get right into pitching?
Yeah, what I would say is like you said a minute ago, it's like I did the slate plan today for Nades, and I was trying to find 5 pitchers to put on there. I mean, I think pitching is going to be kind of gross today, right? I mean, I think that's kind of the general consensus, and not many cheapies either, right? And you got the top end arms on, facing good teams, right? You got Sale against the Yankees, but I think it's going to be a weird night title, and the winner's going to have some pitcher that's going to be sub like 5 or 10% on. I think it's going to be one of those nights. I really do.
All right. Let's try and find one of those sub 10% guys that you think maybe can get on the winner. I agree with you. There's really only a handful of guys I'm interested in. And always, the first thing I always do, head over SHIPIT.com, check out the pitcher rankings. I type in the main slate. I filter by main slate. Not going to show them off today. Got to be a member for the premium content behind the paywall. But that is the first thing I do. There's a handful of guys in the top 10. We're not missing many in the turbo slates. We're going to start 8K and above like always right away. Chris Sale, the most expensive at 10.2. Dylan Cease, 10K. I think both get a good bit of ownership. Grayson Rodriguez at 9.6, I think would be a pivot. Going to be lower owned than those two. And I think lower owned than George Kirby, who's 9.4K in a great matchup against Miami. Evaldi will be pretty low owned. I think Paddock will be relatively low-ish owned. I don't know. He might get some ownership because of Oakland, but I do think Kirby, Cease, Sale, all higher owned. Then right below Paddock is Carlos Rodon, 8.6K. I think gets some ownership. Cutter Crawford, Andrew Abbott round out 8K and above. In terms of ownership, I think it's probably going to be Sale, Rodon, Cease, Kirby is the 4 highest in this range. But yeah, you mentioned the bottom range is tough. So when we go 8K and below, there's hardly anybody I have interest in. So I think you can make a case for pretty much everybody in this upper tier. Break it down how you see it. What's going on, Jake? Hope you're doing well too.
Yeah, just looking at the top end arms on the slate. I mean, Chris Sale, I mean, he's my favorite, quote unquote highest price guy on the slate. I know he has this matchup going into Yankee Stadium, but with me and him, I think he can limit some of that damage. He knows this ballpark very well, knows this team very well. And when I look at Dylan Cease, I like him better than Dylan Cease. I like him better than Kirby. I like him better than Grayson Rodriguez. I think his strikeout upside and his limited ownership, I would have him at the top of this heap. Talking about Dylan Cease, I mean, if you just look at his barrel rates and his fly ball rates to left-handed and right-handed hitters title, he's just getting beat up pretty good. And so I'm not playing Dylan Cease at this 10K price tag. The Brewers team has been not quite as good over the last 14 days, and then they go out and put up 6 runs last night in a tough ballpark. So they got some weapons. I mean, the Yankees certainly do too, but they got some weapons, and just Cease's numbers haven't been very good. Got lit up last time out against the Mets, so I'm out on Cease. Grayson Rodriguez, I think he's fine. Would be interested to hear your take on him, but like I said, those Astros just don't strike out a whole ton at versus right-handed pitching. I don't think Tucker's back. He's not in the projected lineup either, but if Tucker's back, I'd definitely be out. And then George Kirby. What is George Kirby good at, Title? He's good at striking out left-handed hitters, 28% on the season. So what do the Marlins do? They trot out 6 righties where he's only striking out 20%. So, I know he's got a good ballpark upgrade. I think he's going to come with a ton of ownership. But man, I'm not paying 9.4 for Kirby. I think Paddock, I guess I kind of disagree with you a little bit. I think people are going to flock to him based on the A's matchup. Unless they're game log watching, Title, they're going to go to anybody taking on the A's who lit up Paddock. I don't mind Paddock. I actually like Paddock tonight, $8,700. Don't mind him. My favorite out of this bunch behind Sale would be Nathan Evaldi taking on this Royals team. This Royals team's been struggling away from Coors Field 2.0. Now they go on the road to Evaldi. Has the strikeout upside. The only I guess ding against Evaldi, Title, I would say, is that his pitch count hasn't kind of been where I want to see it. I think last time out he threw 75 pitches. He got beat up a little bit, but threw 75 pitches, threw 90 before that, 71 before that. Then his first game off the IL threw 37. So I do like Evaldi, but I am concerned about his pitch count.
Definitely a great breakdown up top. I'll start with Evaldi right there because 75 pitches and he only went 3 innings. And yeah, he did get beat up a little, but usually if that's your ace or one of your best pitchers, they're trotting him back out for the 25 pitches is 100, at least 15. It was a little concerning that they yanked him that quick at 75. So he would be one that I would. Again, I think you can really play. I guess if you want to go Andrew Abbott or Cutter Crawford, there'll be a sub 10% right around there that Ham thinks one of these weird guys is going to be on the winner. Those would be my first X's down below in that game, though. Solid hitting environments. But Evaldi would be I would X him if I had to pick anyone after, just because I am scared about the pitch count. I think he needs to be effective. Otherwise, he might be yanked pretty quick. The George Kirby, what you said about him, I do think Paddock gets some ownership. So I want to circle back a little bit on that. I just think Kirby, Cease, Sale, and Rodon will all be higher owned, but it's huge fall off. When we go to 8K and below, there's not many options people are going to want to go to. So I like Paddock against Oakland. Good matchup. I'm totally in at 8.7K. Kirby's, if I had to leave someone else out, I think it probably would be Kirby, just because 6.5 K prop solid, especially for him. Plenty of juice on the under, but he's just not like, if someone's getting 10 Ks on this slate, I just find it hard to believe it is George Kirby. He's a better real life pitcher, keeps the ball on the ground. It is a great matchup. It's a great park. But at 8, will 18 be fine? Yeah, I would take 18 on this slate. But there also is 20 teams, 20 pitchers. I think we're going to see a couple of them put up over 20. I just don't know if he has that kind of upside to break a slate today. So, again, if I'm playing 20-plus teams, he's in the pool. But I prefer Sale more. I prefer Cease more. I prefer Paddock more. I prefer Rodon more. Grayson Rodriguez is a really interesting one. He's like your Evaldi is my Grayson Rodriguez, I think. A pivot from all those guys that are going to be way higher owned. K-prop's good, 5.5, some juice on the over, and I think he's going to be 8% owned. So like something right around there, because Cease and Sale for more, people prefer them. Kirby for less, people will prefer. Then, yeah, Paddock in a better matchup, Rodon, all the way down to people want to go. I think Grayson is completely, and Evaldi too. I think Evaldi's going to be relatively low owned too, like you're saying, in that pivot range. I prefer Grayson. It's not a great matchup. Don't think Kyle Tucker will be in the lineup. He has big arm, 5.5 K prop, juice on the over. Do I love the matchup? No, but I'll bet on talent and at ownership, and then I could play a Grayson Rodriguez and play like a chalky Coors Field. That's the type of stuff I'll go. If I go with Cease, Sale, something like that, maybe don't play at Coors Field and try and find another stack. Let's go down. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, yeah, I mean, we talk about the Astros being like some great lineup. I mean, they're really not. Now that they have obviously Yordong and in the lineup. If Tucker's out, I mean, Tucker's one of the best hitters in the MLB. I mean, I know Alvarez missed the other night, and then you had Cannon just absolutely obliterated this Astros team. So, I mean, Yordong's going to be in there, but Grayson's not the worst play, especially sandwiched in between those two guys. I'm not playing Kirby. And you touched on Rodon. I think Rodon's going to get some action too, but man, that short porch and left and right for that matter. I mean, this Braves team, they got some good hitters against Rodon, and Rodon just doesn't have the same strikeout stuff that he used to. I know the Braves aren't the same either without Acuna, but I don't know, man. I can't do Rodon myself.
It makes sense. I mean, it's warm across the country. I was going to say, like, yeah, it's 85 degrees in New York, really humid, the short porch, but in Boston, it's not, or in Cincinnati, it's 95 and humid. In Pittsburgh, which isn't on the slate, it's 90. Like, it's 85 in Cleveland. So I do, this time of year, I look at weather a lot, and that's when I give like a little advantage. I know Kirby's not someone that a pivot away, we can get a pivot off of Kirby, I think is interesting, but I will give Kirby a boost. Trevor Rogers, who we'll talk about in a little bit, a boost. Someone like Nathan Eovaldi, who are playing in domes. I do think pitchers benefit in dome games, like in Texas, like in Miami. Obviously, Miami always, especially more in July than in April because of what the weather's like outside. So let's go 8K and below. Again, not too many I really like down here. I do think, list off a couple that I think are going to get some ownership. Trevor Rogers, because he's playing Seattle. He's the second cheapest on the slate in a good pitcher's park. DJ Hurts, this is the guy people keep talking about. I do think he's probably the chalkiest down below, but I don't think he can be insane chalk by any means. Someone mentioned above. I do think some of the pitchers in the upper tier will come in higher owned because there's not like we're playing the Dodgers in Coors Field. You need to spend 7K on Ohtani, 6K on Teoscar, etc. There's not really a spot like that where salary's tight. And also, people just don't really love playing pitchers in Coors Field, especially Colorado has a very good team total. So I'll let you start. Talk about DJ Hurts, Trevor Rogers. Man, outside of that, it is tough. Brady Singer, maybe, I think, would be mine because, yeah, he's pitching in a dome. I don't love picking on Texas, but a Singer can get me 15, 16. I think I'll live. But, yeah, this range is tough down here. I don't like it.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, Trevor Rogers, I think you're right. It's going to be I've played Trevor Rogers in worse spots, especially at home against the Phillies. So
what, like 10 years ago?
No, like 2 weeks ago. and Nate's gave me hell about it. But man, he's bad. But this Mariners team, they just strike out so much. I had a team yesterday with the Mariners, and I was going to win all the cheese title yesterday. They hit a home run in the first. I was in first, and they scored like no other runs. I mean, they're so bad.
Yeah, they are.
They strike out a bunch. I think he's going to get some ownership. I'll play devil's advocate on DJ Hurts because I think the only reason we're talking about him, and rightfully so, he struck out 13 guys his last time out. And he's been decent, but all 3 of his starts have been at home. Title. This is his first start on the road. And I don't know if there's a worse place to make your first road start in the majors than Coors. This Rockies team hits lefties pretty good. I mean, their one downfall is they do strike out some, but team batting average pretty good. ISO's pretty good. WOA was pretty good. XWOA was pretty good against lefties. So I'm out on DJ Hurts. I just can't do it. One gross name I want to throw out, you may throw up. Anytime I see Blue Jays and I see chalk, I am looking to go the other way. And rightfully so, they're chalk against Cookie Carrasco for a reason. But give me Cookie Title to get 15 tonight. I think he's getting 15 tonight.
That is a hot-ass take. His K-prop is 3.5. Hell of juice on the under. Buddy throws meatballs. Oh, my God.
I'm going Carrasco 15. That is my hot take. He's going to get 4 Ks. He's going to barely beat that K-prop. 6 innings, like 1 run, 4 Ks. I don't even know if that'll get you to 15, but hope.
So you're playing Trevor Rogers, Carlos Carrasco. This isn't 10 years ago, G-Ride. I was so used to talking. That's a G-Rising take. Come on. So I will say about
I'm playing one or the other. I'm not playing them on the same team. It's one or the other. But give me Cookie. Give me Cookie as the sub 8K guy that we're like, damn, why didn't we play that guy?
Man is right. Man is right. Hey, you said someone at 5% or less is gonna break the slates. Maybe Carrasco is. So the thing with hers, Colorado has one of the highest team totals on the slate, sitting at like 5.5. But you look at hers' K prop, it's 5.5 and juice on the over. Compare that to Chris Paddock for a lot more expensive, 5.5 juice on the under. Compared to Grayson Rodriguez, he has a higher hers -130 on the over, Rodriguez -120 on the over. So I do think 6.3K and 9.6K with a little better K prop for 6.3, people will gravitate to the K prop, to the cheap pricing, and it makes a lot work. And yeah, on a slate like this, I do think it makes sense, Ham, if you're only playing a couple lineups, to fade it or to get underweight. Because, yeah, I mean, he has a big arm, but his control issues a little bit there. You don't like a pitcher in Colorado. These Rockies have been hitting. Man, they put it on the Dodgers pitching staff a little bit as well. Not a time I really want to be seeing Colorado and Coors. Yeah, I like getting underweight there. I like Singer. What are your thoughts on Singer, Estates, or Knack? Those were the other 3 down here.
Who did you Knack, Singer, and who?
And Estes.
Oh, Estes, yeah, for the A's.
Yeah.
I see Landis talking about Estes. I actually like the Twins tonight. I don't mind the Twins. I mean, but the last time this Estes guy was at home, he had 28 DraftKings points. I mean, so pretty good at home. I haven't really looked into him. I don't think it's the worst. No Brady Singer for me. I know this Rangers offense has been or the team in general, just been putrid this year. But I think they could always turn it on. They got the bats. I mean, Semien, Seager, and if Adolis is in the lineup, those 3 are pretty strong. The back half is pretty weak. So I'm out on Singer. Probably out on Estes, but definitely going to look into him more than no Knack for me. I don't think I'm going there. I don't think he'll go that long. The Dodgers bullpen has been pretty good this season, so I think they get into the 4th or 5th. He gets into any type of trouble. Dave Roberts, he's coming out immediately, and then so I'm not playing Knack.
Makes sense. Rank your top 4 pitchers on this slate. Then we'll talk some bets.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Sale number 1. I think I still got to go Sale 1. I'm gonna go Paddock 2. I like Grayson Rodriguez. He's a great GPP play tonight. Grayson Rodriguez, great GPP play, and then Eovaldi, I would say would be 4.
I like it. I'm gonna go Paddock 1. And again, this is all at ownership at pricing. Paddock 1. I'll go with you. Sale 2. I'm gonna go Trevor Rogers 3 all the way down. Trevor Rogers 3, and we'll go Grayson 4.
Cookie Carrasco 5.
Cookie Carrasco, what, 20 pitchers? He's 21. Who's the first out of the bullpen for the Dodgers? I'm going him.
You're probably right.
Hey, you said it pre-show. Someone less than 5% is going to be on the winner, and you said Carlos Carrasco, and you made a case, and he's going to be less than 5%. Oh, I was going to say Lance, he had one, but he's on the turbo slate, so I won't even mention it. All right, let's talk some bats, Ham. 10 games. Again, outside of Coors Field, Dodgers have about a 5-team total. The Twins have about a 5-team total. Other than that, everyone's lower, but a lot of them are in the mid-4s. So it's not like we have a bunch of 3s. It's warm across the country in a lot of spots. I'll mention the weather, but hitting should be relatively spread out. Coors Field, Baltimore coming off a big day. You mentioned Toronto a little bit, pretty cheap, but I don't think it's just one spot is too concentrated. Again, Coors Field obviously going to get the most ownership, but it's baseball. It's not Giannis at 60% without Damian Lillard. It's spread out. Chalk is 20%. First game of the night, we have, hold on, let me scroll up. Believe it is the Yankees. Yep.
Yankees.
Atlanta Braves, New York Yankees. Two good pitchers on the mound. With ownership, though, Chris Sale, Carlos Rodon, 85 degrees in New York, humid. So we have a very interesting spot to start it off. Very low ownership, both sides of the bats, because both pitchers who are elite are getting ownership, but good hitting weather and a good hitting park with big boy names on both sides in the lineup. If you're not playing Sale or Rodon, is there one-offs on either side? Like, I'm not sure you want to play 6-5 for a one-off, Judge. You can tell me if I'm wrong. 6-1 for Ozuna is a one-off. Can you mini stack something, though? Or are you just fully avoiding it even with pitchers getting ownership?
Yeah, as it relates to the Yankees, I mean, that's in a void spot for me. I mean, Aaron Judge, you can always play. I think it's dicey. I think there's better one-offs tonight. So I'm not playing any Yankees. I like the Braves. I like stacking the Braves up. I mean, Ozuna, Duvall, Austin Riley. I don't mind sticking in Albies or Olsen in there. The catcher, Sean Murphy. I mean, I'm playing these Braves tonight. I like them. No ownership. I'm not scared of Rodon. So I think Braves are one of my top 5 stacks title. Yeah,
I love it.
No Yankees for me.
Top 5 stacks, and they're going to be very, very low owned. Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. Guaranteed ninth inning at bat, good hitting weather. You get some leverage off Rodon. What about are you going to just focus on the righties? Obviously, or hold on. Rodon has struggled lefty. Yeah,
I mean, I would play. I mean, Albies. Is a righty in this instance, but yeah, I'm playing
like Kelnick leading off, or that more so Kelnick leading off, or Matt Olson.
Yeah, no, I would bypass. I'm bypassing Kelnick going into the going 2 through 7. Really, I think Duvall's batting 7, so I don't mind anybody 2 through 7. For the Braves, would leave off Arcia and leave off who else is
Ramon Laureano, 2.5 though. I think
yeah, he hit a bomb the other night, so. May not be the worst if you're stacking Coors, but I mean, not only is Sale dynamite, this Braves bullpen's been pretty good over the last couple weeks. Yankees bullpen historically pretty good. It's struggled though recently. So and they're probably taxed. I didn't look and see what their bullpen did yesterday. I know they threw a bunch of innings, but
they're probably their worst bullpen. Yeah, I don't know, but they had a lot of guys run out there. That's for sure. 17's a big number.
Give me these Braves top 5 stack from me today.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I like it. Very
Aaron's head-to-head of me title. He's calling me out. I don't know what this is about. Maybe it's my Braves take. Maybe my Carlos Carrasco.
I was gonna say maybe he thinks you're playing Carlos Carrasco in a head-to-head. Ham ain't playing maybe it was the Braves because he likes Rodon. Yeah. Regardless, Ham ain't playing. We're talking GPPs. Ham ain't 5-man stacking Braves or playing Cookie Carrasco in a head-to-head.
If Aaron sends me over a head-to-head, it's going to be Title's team because I don't know what to do in a cash game. It's going to be Title's team.
I was going to say, otherwise, if you are playing Cookie Carrasco or 5-manning Braves, I'll send you a head-to-head too. Yeah. That's for sure.
Next game on the Servino pitch yesterday. Servino might get more pitching points than Cookie Carrasco today. Who knows?
You said it, not me. Boston Red Sox, Cincinnati Reds. Cutter Crawford, Andrew Abbott on the mound, 95 degrees in Cincy, humid, Great American Small Park. I mean, you're pretty much – it's not the same spot as the last game in the aspect of the run total is 2 times higher. Not 2 times higher. It's 2 runs higher. Cutter Crawford and Andrew Abbott aren't in the same boat as Rodon and Sale. But I don't think Abbott or Cutter Crawford are bad pitchers by any means. Again, good hitting weather, good hitting park. The righties against Abbott are my favorites for sure, like Tyler O'Neill, Ref Snyder if he's in there, Wong, Dahlbeck. But I will say I do think some of these Red Sox get some ownership. And if that's the case on this 10-game slate, I don't really want to play a somewhat owned Red Sox team. And again, I think it's like the top half of the lineup in the righties. But those are the guys I'd prefer to play. Like Ref Snyder at 3-6, if he's owned, no, I'm good. Connor Wong, if he's owned in the 5-hole at 3-5, I don't love that in tournaments. So I prefer the Red Sox side, but I do think ownership is something to look at depending on what the lineup is. What do you see in this one?
Yeah, I couldn't be more opposite than you, Title. I look at Andrew Abbott. Obviously, a southpaw gives up a ton of fly balls, especially to righties. I like these righties, especially ones that can hit in the air. Red Sox been pretty good over the last 2 weeks against left-handed pitching. What gives the Red Sox problems when they face the lefties? It's strikeouts. Striking out 28%. You go and look at Andrew Abbott. He's not a strikeout pitcher. He's in the teens to both the left and the right-handed side. They're going to get 27 outs. It's hot. It's humid. They're going to be smacking that ball around, in my opinion. I really like the Red Sox. Another top 5 stack right out of the gate. Hey, Ham's either going to go to bed in first place or last place, so it's going to be good. And then I think the Reds are a good play too. I mean, they're fun to watch. They hit a lot of bombs. Landis over here saying that Cutter Crawford's not a good pitcher. I don't know. Cutter's okay in my opinion. I actually like the Red Sox better than the Reds tonight. But I like them both. But I got the Red Sox ahead of the Reds. What
if I tell you Red Sox are the second chalkiest team on the slate? You're still good?
No, I don't believe they will be. But I typically don't like playing a lot of chalk, but I like the Red Sox tonight. Romy Gonzalez batting second tonight. He's got stolen base upside. Kane Green saying 50% owned. I hope not.
Yeah, it won't be 50, but that's the thing. Look, I didn't know the lineups out. Romy's going to be owned at 2.7, outfield shortstop eligible. Tyler O'Neill's going to be owned, batting third at 5K, profile is great. Devers, no, he's lefty. Connor Wong's going to be played at 3.5, batting fifth at catcher. Yoshida's only 3.2. It is lefty, not as much. Dahlbeck 2.2, first base out. He's going to be played. Yeah, I just think they're going to catch steam because they're cheap enough where all of them align with Sale, Rodon, Cease. It's so easy to spend with these Red Sox. But hey, chalk. We just talked about it. Chalk on a 10-game slate. These guys could be 15% owned in the flagship. Like, you think they put up a lot of runs? Play them. But I do think they get more steam than people initially think. Is all I want to say.
But you're looking at teams. So Washington's going to be higher owned. Seattle's going to be higher owned. Toronto, right?
Seattle's not going to be higher owned. I don't think Toronto will be higher owned
than the Red Sox. Okay, all right.
No.
Yeah,
I think it's going to go Nats probably, and then Red Sox.
Oh, really?
And I put Rockies below them because of Hers. I think Hers picks up some ownership and people don't. I think Red Sox are too. And it's mainly those guys I said, Romy, Tyler O'Neill, Wong, Dahlbeck, the righties that are cheap because it makes so much work. So if you are 5-manning them, are you fine mixing in the Devers, Durans of the world, et cetera?
Yeah.
Get some lefties in there?
Yeah, that stuff, I mean, typically doesn't bother me because if that stat goes off, Andrew Abbott's only going to be in there for 4 innings. Then we're going to start bringing in bullpen guys anyway.
Sure.
And if you're up 8, if you're down 8-0, you're going to get a bad righty or a bad lefty. And Duran and Devers have, I mean, Duran they both have home run upside, and then Duran has stolen base upside as well. So,
I agree. I think you should. If you're 5-manning, I think you should mix in a lefty here or there to make it a little different.
Yep.
Next game on the slate, Seattle Mariners, Miami Marlins, George Kirby, Trevor Rogers on the mound, 7.5 total. The reason I think Boston will be higher owned than Seattle is just like the hitting environment. Trevor Rogers will be, he's not going to get that owned, but I do think he's more owned than Abbott. And this Mariners team is just like, man, a 7.5 total, a little over 14 total. I will say Dylan Moore might get a little ownership. Absolutely nuked yesterday on the early slates. I don't know. Is there any of these Marlins one-off against a somewhat owned Kirby that you don't like Kirby, so maybe find a one-off there, one-off or something on Seattle?
Yeah, I'm not going to – like you said, not going to full game stack this. Brian De La Cruz would be a one-off. Like I said, Kirby struggles with righties. They're striking him out anyway. So De La Cruz batting second. I don't mind that. And then Is this Mariners lineup out yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, I mean, Dylan Moore, going to be batting second. Yeah, I'm not playing these Mariners either, man. I just can't do it.
Can't do it. Let's move on to this next game. We'll see if you'll be playing it here. Your favorite pitcher, Cookie Carrasco on the mound, taking on Yariel Rodriguez, Blue Jays Guardians. 9 total in Cleveland, 85 degrees, pretty humid as well. Don't see a Blue Jays lineup out yet. I do see a Guardians lineup. So you're not playing the Blue Jays. I know that since you like a little cookie. However, I think these Guardians are interesting. It's this Rodriguez cat. Not sure how many people go to Cleveland. And again, man, you have the Nailers, the Jose Ramirez, Steven Kwan. You have the expensive bats up top, but I'm even good going down to some of these bottom of the order guys. Jonathan Rodriguez, I don't know, Austin Hedges, I guess if you want a full punt. Catcher, he's 2.3K, like Josh Naylor, obviously, right there. I think some of these Guardians are interesting. I do prefer the top half of the order. They're expensive, but the ownership's really low on them. Solid hitting weather. Rodriguez is just one of the worst pitchers on the slate, I think, on this 10 game or so. Low-ish owned Guardians, I'm in.
Yeah. No Blue Jays for me. I do like these Guardians. Rodriguez, I don't expect him to go more than 4 innings. His first time to pitch in over 2 months or a month and a half. So I don't think he'll be out there long. And this Guardians team, their offense over the last couple games has been rock and rolling. Steven Kwan, been crushing the baseball. If he's hitting home runs and he's in your lineup, you're going to be, doing dances. I saw him smash one over the right field wall the other day. But yeah, 1 through 4 on these Guardians, I think are going to play. Maybe even 5. Freeman. I don't mind Freeman. Obviously, wish he was facing a lefty, but I like these Guardians. I'm with you. Low on Guardian stack. I'm in on.
I like it. I love it. Let's keep it rolling. Next game on the slate. Mets going crazy. Yeah, it was 6-1 when I looked at next. I wonder what it is now. Definitely putting the thumping on early. Kansas City Royals, Texas Rangers, Brady Singer, Nathan Eovaldi on the mound. 7.5 total. Singer and Eovaldi will be relatively low owned. Yeah, I don't like this game, man. Nothing for me. 11-1. Holy cripes.
Oh gosh, they got to
I said cripes. Whoever Roth, whatever. Cripes. Said it again. I don't want you to come on scream at me again.
Was someone yelling at you about your mouth?
Yeah, he thought, which fair enough. He thought I said Christ one day, and I said cripes, and yeah, he didn't like that, and rightfully so. But
there you go,
cripes.
Yeah, this I'm with you in this one. Like, I think it's more of like a 4-3 type of game, right? 5-3, 4-2, something like that. I like Eovaldi a little bit. Have some respect for him, and then I don't think Singer's a gas can. I'm just not playing him. I think it's a low scoring game. I'm not going to be stacking this game. I mean, you could always one off one of the big boys for either side, but I don't think a full stack's in play.
Let's go. Any member out there, Tambo just dropped an absolute gem in the MMA Discord. Shiptimizer, baby, is ready for MMA, it looks like. Dropped a couple pictures, got it for MLB. PGA, we said NASCAR and MMA. Yeah, go to the MMA Discord, baby. That thing looks nice right now. Very excited. So, again, to get that, all you got to a Shiptimizer. It's going to be Charge and Optimizer eventually. Still the cheapest in the industry. Right now, though, PGA, MLB, now it looks like MMA, is free to use with any monthly or 6-month or annual membership. No better time. Try chipination.com if you want to give it a go. FGWC15 gets you 15% off. And you get the Discord and the Shiptimizer to mess with. Very excited for that. Going to go mess around with it after this show. But awesome stuff. Just saw that in the Discord from Tambo. Very exciting. Continuing to add and improve over here, like always. Let's keep it rolling. Plenty of games still left to talk about. Baltimore Orioles, Houston Astros, Grayson Rodriguez, Jake Blos on the mound. These O's are going to get some ownership. I don't know. If they didn't put up 17 yesterday, I think they would be pretty forgotten. But they just put up 17 on a hitting slate that's going to be relatively spread out. They have like the 6th highest team total on the slates. I like the O's, and I think their ownership stays in check where you can play them. They are pretty expensive at the top, cheap at the bottom, or at least a projected lineup. But we do have pitchers in all tiers that you can play today. So I'm good with some of these O's if you don't think they're going to catch too much steam. I like Rodriguez, though, more than these Astros.
Yeah, no Astros for me. I don't see how this Orioles team isn't going to be more popular. I mean, they just smash right-handed pitching, and I believe this guy they got starting is a righty, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, maybe you can say they're tired coming from New York and they're worn out from hitting so much yesterday. But man, this Orioles team, another top 5 offense. I love the Orioles tonight. I don't know why they're not higher owned than the Nationals. I got them way ahead of the Nationals.
Man, that's so cool. Very excited for that ship demise. We're seeing what Tampa's putting. Yeah, I do think they catch steam like a little higher than their projected ownership probably, but it's going to be in check. I like the O's. I'm definitely good playing the O's. You like them or Boston more? Pretend ownership doesn't matter.
Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore. Yeah. I mean, their prices are pretty high, right? So obviously you're not going to stack them and the Nats. I just think people go to the Nats. A, they're in Coors. B, they're playing Dakota Hudson. Yeah.
Let's get right into that one. I mean, that's the next game. DJ Hurst, Dakota Hudson, 11 total in Colorado, Coors Field. I'll say this quick. You get the rare outcome or the rare circumstance where a pitcher will be somewhat owned in Coors Field, so you can get some leverage on the other side. Now, people will still be playing Rockies. It's not like I think it was Michael King a month ago or something where he was somehow the chalk pitcher again in Coors Field. So it's the easiest 2% Rockies direct leverage for all the cheese. Very easy there. It's not quite that situation, but I mean, I already think the Rockies are a good play. They've been hitting the ball. DJ Hurst can be wild. He's an unknown. Give me some of these righties. Hurst's going to get some ownership. Play Rockies, who will get some ownership. But yeah, I like the Rockies side. I like him more than the Nats side, more so just because game theory. If Rockies put up 15, well, 15% Hurst lineups are absolutely dead, or 20% or whatever it is. And then you get the Rockies at 6%. So you 6% have a chance to win. All the Hurst lineups dead. Just the math that I kind of like. So yeah, I like the Rockies.
Yeah, I hope CJ Abrams plays in this game to take away from, because obviously you can't play him and Henderson. So I hope he plays to keep the Henderson ownership down. But this Rockies team actually looks good to me. Like I said, I mean, Hurst's first road start of his young career, 13 Ks last time. To me, it's set up. I mean, the Rockies never get, or I should say never, very rarely get more ownership than the opponent in Coors Field. I like the Rockies tonight to take on Hurst, making his first road start. It's just a different animal up there in the Mile High City.
Yeah, we're on the same page right there. Keep it going. 3 games left on the slate. Great stuff as always, Ham. Appreciate all 121 of you hanging out right now. Like button, subscribe button helps us out a ton. And just talked about if you want to join the nation, rewind a minute, you will see FGWC15 for 15% off. Minnesota Twins, Oakland Athletics, these last 3 games of the night. I'll say right away, I don't love as much for bats, and that's kind of how I approach a lot of it this time of year. The out west games, usually cooler. It's at night. It's not as humid. Give me the 95-degree humidity games early instead of the bats late is usually how I approach it. We'll see if it changes here, though. Twins, A's, Chris Paddock, Joey Estes. Is that what you said, Estes?
I said Estes.
Estes? Joey Estes on the mound. 65 degrees in Oakland. 8 total. That's why I like Paddock. Like, I'd rather my pitcher be pitching in 67 degrees than 95 degrees. I'd rather him be pitching against Oakland than majority other teams out there. So I'm in on Paddock, no A's. Yeah, the Twins, like, I don't know. They might get a little ownership. Play Royce Lewis. I mean, that dude's Barry Bonds times 2, I guess, at this point right now. But do I want a 5-man stack Twins? Not really in this ballpark. I think they're going to have to string together a lot of hits, more so than they're going to hit 5-6 homers. So, yeah, but Royce Lewis is out of this freaking world, man.
Yeah, he's something else. I mean, this Twins team has been playing really good baseball, smacking the ball. I mean, 65 degrees. I mean, Landon may have been on something with this Estes guy. 28 points his last time. I mean, I haven't built all my lineups yet, but the Twins are fine. I'm fine with that. More of a mini, right? More of a 3-man mini than a full. I would definitely include Lewis, and it would be those guys at the top of the lineup. I mean, I say it all the time, but stacking the Twins, they just pinch hit so frequently. So it would definitely be the guys that I don't think are going to get pinch hit for and you're definitely not pitch hitting for Royce Lewis. Now, he may get hurt in the third inning, but you're
here it comes. If he somehow gets hurt, this is getting clipped and it's getting bad. Oh no.
But no A's for me. I know they roughed up Paddock last time. I don't hate the Twins is where I was going with that. So I would have them outside of the top 5 title, but I don't hate them if you wanted to mini them.
Yeah, I'd rather minis, like you said. Correa, Larnick, Royce. Someone mentioned Santana. I'm fine with Buxton. Mainly those hard to the order guys with some pop. But 5-man, I think they're just going to have to do a lot of doubles, small kind of baseball. I mean, you ain't seeing 5+ homers too often in the Coliseum. So
you talking about Carlos Santana? You're talking 10 years ago title. You're going back to 2014 when Carlos Santana was the man.
You are right, but he's been the man. He's hitting
the ball good this year.
Homered yesterday, homered 4 games back, homered 7. Trust me, I was chitting on him like a month and a half ago, and I swear, ever since the dude just been on fire. So I agree. Carlos Santana, the roids might be good, man. I don't know what's going on.
He needs to give some to Buxton. Get Buxton back in there. You get Buxton, Santana, and Lewis. That's a playoff caliber team. Hey, Kepler did leave the game early yesterday, so I'm interested to see if he's back and kind of where how that lineup shakes out.
That's a good point. That is definitely a good point. Monitor that. 2 games left. One that will definitely not get much ownership in terms of bats. Milwaukee Brewers, San Diego Padres, Colin Ray, Dylan Cease on the mound. 70 degrees in San Diego. 7.5 total. Dylan Cease is going to get some ownership, and you said you don't like it, so maybe you can find some of these contrarian Brewers, one-off minis. If I had to pick, I'm fine with Yelich, but 5-7, Yelich is a one-off. I think I can find some I prefer a little more. I like Turang a little bit. Contreras always has pop. Frelick, if he's in there. Tyler Black. I don't know. I didn't have interest coming into it, but your hate on Cease and the ownership he's going to get could make a little mini stacks make some sense for the Brewers. I don't know. And chalk your lineups at least. You see it that way?
Yeah, I mean, this game is interesting. Someone mentioned Colin Ray, and talk about shitting on somebody. I mean, I've shit on that guy for 2 years, but his last couple starts, he's been pretty darn good. I mean, I'll give the man some credit. He's been really good last couple of starts. Now, theoretically, like you said, it's going to be cooler. It's going to get a pitcher's ballpark upgrade. We saw what both of these teams, though, could do last night. I think the Padres hit 4, maybe 5 home runs. They have pop. They haven't really been doing it this year, but they certainly got the dudes that can do it. I don't hate the Padres. Sorry, Title. I saw you come off mute.
No, you're good. No, you're good. I when I click around, I feel like if I'm not on mute, you can hear me click.
Yeah,
can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I try to mute.
Okay. Yeah, but I think this game could be sneaky. And once again, I haven't built teams. And Cease, if you play 4 Padres, you're going to be different right away. I mean, they're going to be all sub 5 going against Cease, but man, he's given up a ton of barrels and a ton of fly balls to both sides. I wouldn't hate it if you played either side of this game.
Brewers, if you had a one-off. My favorite on the Padres side, I mean, Merrill's been insane. Ray's splits aren't even that drastic, though, so I'm good with the Tatis, Machados. But on the Brewer side more so, who would be your one-offs that can get to Cease?
Yeah, I would focus on lefty power, so obviously Yelich. Turang's not really a power guy, but he gets on first base. It's going to end up as a double with a stolen base. So it would be the lefties to start. And their lineup's probably not out yet, but yeah, give me some Turang if he's lead off. Yelich batting third. Sal Frelick, I don't really love. I would love to see Jake Bauers in that lineup. I don't see him though in the projected lineup, but it would be lefties, man. The guys that can get the ball up in the air.
Yep. I like it. Last game, Ham. Awesome breakdown and stuff as always. It's a pretty tough 10-game slate. I think it's a good one for sure. Pitching, plenty of different options. A lot of options at hitting too, and ownership should kind of reflect that. It's spread out. This last game right here, 8.5 total, Los Angeles Angels and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Saw my man Eddie messing with me. The Angels are playing in Los Angeles today. That is true. Patrick Sandoval, Landon Knack on the mound. 75 degrees in Los Angeles. This is the thing. So Dodgers are coming out, first game out of Coors Field, the way a worse hitting park. Patrick Sandoval has actually been solid, and this lineup's still so expensive for the Dodgers. If I want to pay up for my stack, I prefer Baltimore, prefer both sides of Coors Field. I prefer the Guardians, I think. And yeah, maybe that's it. So, I mean, if you're playing a bunch of teams, of course you could play some Dodgers, but I assume most people watching, probably 5 teams or less, I don't think I'd get to the Dodgers in my 5. But it's the Dodgers, late night hammer. Dodgers on a Friday. I saw someone mention way earlier. That was Hoop from like 2 or 3 years back, printed every Friday with the Dodgers. I don't know. I guess I'm indifferent to them. Prices and the weather, I'd prefer other spots. Tell me where I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, this no one's playing this Dodgers team. They're just not. I mean, you said all the reasons why they're not, and you got Coors, you got Sandoval's not terrible, you got no Mookie. Man, they're in a great spot, in my opinion, in terms of what they can do versus the competition, right? So you got guys, Teoscar. I mean, Ohtani doesn't care what side you're throwing from. Freeman's a double machine. Will Smith. I mean, up and down the lineup. If you play the Dodgers, they're going to be on a sub. What do you think? Sub 10% for sure.
Yeah. I think you'll probably get cumulative ownership at like 6%, 5%.
And they could put up 8 with 5 bombs. I mean, I would say.
When you say it like that, it's too obvious. Low-owned Dodgers with one of the higher team totals. Why not? Yeah, it makes sense. And there's cheap enough pitching. It makes sense.
And another positive for them. The Angels bullpen, it's literally one of the worst of all time. So if they get to Sandoval, then they can just hit beach ball to the last 4 innings. Hey, this Dodgers team may not be a bad stack now that we're talking about it.
Yeah, we know they're in Dodger Stadium, Jake, but why I mentioned that was because every time I see Los Angeles Angels, I always just say they're in Los Angeles, but it's actually Anaheim, and Eddie always corrects me. So this time they are in Los Angeles. That's where Dodger Stadium is, so. Yeah, I mean, Ohtani's been out of this freaking world, man. Yeah. Obviously, it was in Coors Field. 18, 16, 21, 26, 30 his last 5 games. Like, what? That's Christian McCaffrey. No, Christian's like 35 up spot, but that's football. Devontae Adams, full point PPR type stuff right there. That's not a baseball hitter. Absolutely insane. Yeah, the more you talk about it, when you really put it simple, Dodgers not even a top 5 owned stack. They are a top 5 team total on the slate with the best lineup in baseball against Sandoval's been solid, but an okay southpaw, let's just say. Yeah, it makes sense, I guess, to click on some Dodgers when you say that. And the thing is, the bottom of the order is always scary for pinch hit. Kike in there against a lefty, Chris Taylor, Vargas, Rojas, Pate. Who are you not worried about of those guys down there? Or like, when's Gavin Lux coming in for a righty? Is he going in for Taylor? Jason Hayward, this, that. Are you fine playing some of those bottom Dodgers that might get pinch hit for?
I always prefer the top end guys. I think I would cut it off at, just looking at the projected lineup. I mean, Pages is going to play. I think once you get in 6 to 9, Jason Hayward is going to come in. Gavin Lux, Biggio.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably cutting it off at 5. At Pages, assuming the projected lineup is the right one. Now you can obviously play a Kiki or a Chris Taylor and get lucky, get a bomb or 2, and then they exit. But it's just so tilting, man. It's like the 7th inning and your dude gets pinch hit for. I'm going to try everything I can to just get 1 through 5, or at least a piece of those guys.
I don't know if Rojas is safe. They got Biggio, they got Lux, 2 guys that can play the middle infield.
Yeah, I mean, and they got Hayward if it's like the 8th or 9th inning, right? Or if it's the 9th inning, and you don't need it. But man, yeah, you just know those last 4 guys. It's just 2 ABs, at the most, in my opinion.
Yeah, awesome stuff, Ham. Always fun doing a show with you. As knowledgeable as it gets in the MLB streets. He is on the slate plan today as well. Definitely go to the site, check that out. Pitcher rankings, stack rankings, hitter rankings, projections, ownership. Load it all into the Shiptimizer, into the solver, everything you need to get an edge on the field. We got you covered at ShipItNation.com. And Discord, a huge piece of the product. So many knowledgeable members. So many of these faces I see in the YouTube chat, in the Discord. Very knowledgeable people. Big weekend. Today, MLB, big boy slate. MMA, 9 a.m. tomorrow, my time, 12 Eastern. Still baseball going on tomorrow. Ham always has you covered on the slate plans. NASCAR Sunday, PGA Showdown. Good weekend to make some money, Ham. What do we say? Final words for the people.
Yeah, no, good luck in the contest. Looking forward to it. Should be an interesting night. And hopefully we see some Ship It Nation logos at the top. So let's good luck to everybody out there tonight.
Absolutely. Let's ship it. And again, if you're not a member and you want to join monthly, 6-month, annual, use that promo code FGWC15. Gets you 15% off. And if you do not have an account at drafters.com, don't know what you're doing, head over to Drafters. Use that promo code SHIPIT. They will match $20 to $100 for 100%. Put 100 down, they'll give you a Chris Benjamin, give you an extra 100 to draft with. We do have an NFL Best Ball section in Discord. If you have any questions, content will be starting to roll out in a couple weeks, rankings, shows, etc. Very exciting times there. Awesome stuff. As always, Ham, enjoy your weekend with the family, everybody out there as well. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy this beautiful July until, hey, sooner rather than later, it's going to be football. And when there's Sunday and there's football on, there's no outside going on. So enjoy the sunlight. Enjoy outside. Football season locked inside. At least that's life over here. Let's make some money. Let's see some of those logos up top. For Ham, I almost said G Rising. For Hamwich, I'm Titletown. Have a good one. Peace.